Can't hear you. Give a shout out to Dana. All right, I know I'm the only thing between you guys and lunch, but Jesus, come on now. All right. Yeah, these guys all did a great job. I'm telling you, I'm not a big give people compliments type of guy, but like these guys all had awesome nuggets. I mean, you did a great job. Like this, David, like you don't even realize that if I would you is something I do. I'm going to talk about that here today. Izzy did a phenomenal job. Chris stole all my slides, but that's okay. I stole his coffee. He got my slides, but we're going to do it again. But yeah, this is I feel bad for the Romais because this is I mean, I've been talking about this for years. It's all I talk about. I mean, you guys remember Detroit Pistons when they won for like a hot second? You guys remember Ben Wallace? Yeah, Big Ben was my boy. I remember they were doing those finals. You guys remember the NBA finals commercials where they had the trophy and it was always like the star with the trophy? Well, I remember my boy Big Ben was like, he's like, man, that's all I think about. Night, day and night. I got it bad. And that's all I think about is the multiples, man. Like literally all I think about, talk about, breathe about is all the multiples. So I mean, I try to update the slides every once in a while for Dan and other people because they've seen it, heard it 1,000 times, but that's all I talk about. And this is how it works. And, Chris and Izzy, you said it best, recruiting's a mindset. Like, you got to have that mindset going in there. That's all I think about and I talk about, and I'm breeding my people when they're brand new in the business. That's all they're talking about is recruiting, okay? I always say this, you guys know the answer. If you're not growing your what? What is it? If you're not growing your dying. I feel like if you're not recruiting, you're dying. I was talking to my guy in the back. He was talking about he's an engineer mindset and he does security. So that's great. Even if you don't want to do auto and home or PLPP or life or whatever, recruit people, go recruit people to go do that for you. Right? It doesn't matter what type of business you're trying to build in Primerica. You can still do all of them. Why don't you just go recruit a team to go do that for you? Like you're my auto and home team, right? You're my client. You're my Medicare people. Like I got nobody to want mortgages. I go recruit me a mortgage person, right? Bill Arender said a long time ago, something hit me so hard. It's like people tend to lean to in the business what they believe in, whether that's securities, home and auto, Medicare, mortgages, life insurance, FNAs, or recruiting, whatever it is. I am a shameless recruiter. That's all I do. That's all I think about. That's all I worry about. It's like just recruiting, okay? You have to be a shameless recruiter. And I always say I recruit first, I sell second. Like I would rather have one recruit than have one sale. Because that one recruit could be my next Izzy Pichardo. It could be my next Dan Romai. It could be my next David, right? That one recruit could be your explosion. Like, I mean, let's all be honest here. I know we're not sharing this thing out, but my regional vice president doesn't do a lot of premium or personal. Does anybody actually know who he is? Right? Because he's not a very big producer, but he makes a crap load of money right now. Because all he had to do was recruit one Andy Ostead across the kitchen table. I was a client first. Same dang thing. Always keep the door open for the opportunity. Remember that. Anything times zero is always going to be what? Zero. Yeah. Like, and this is kind of what I went through in our business. I'm be very transparent with you guys. Like, we got ownership pretty much on our own pen. Like, I was like a drug addict when I realized how much commission you can make. It was nuts to me, bro. I'm on. I don't know. I don't look at what road I'm on, but I'm on the expressway on the way here, and there's a big sign that says something about sales, and it says 2% commissions. You guys seen that sign on this road over here? It's like it's something about real estate, I think, but it's like yeah, and a freaking billboard about 2% commissions? Like, get the frick out of here. Like, what? Like, what is that going on? I remember, I'm not gonna go into, I'm gonna go off deep end real quick, but I'm just, just know that you can get very caught up in chasing the money. Like this guy, especially in the beginning, I had to keep teaching him, don't chase the money. When you chase the money, it runs. Don't chase the money. Be a person. Chris, you were talking about reaching out. I do what I call one-on-ones with my team. That's another nugget for you, okay? I do what I call one-on-ones where I call through my people, and my people that bring people on, I get a recruit manager, I get their phone number, I have a text blast, I blast out, say, hey, this is Andy Ostead, your senior vice president, so excited for you, here's my number. Never hesitate to reach out to me, contact me with anything you ever need. I love to connect with you for 5 minutes and a quick phone call, right? You gotta be a person, right? Because we got ownership on our own pen, but what happens is, if I'm making 300 grand a year and something happens to me, how much does my wife get? Nothing. So what was I building? So what I really shifted before we brought Dan and Taylor on was getting out of a me business and getting into a override business and building, right? Chris, you said you got it, bro. Like that's what I'm doing is I'm a builder. I'm building, right? You don't have nothing. You have a multiplication problem is what you have, right? You got to get to the point where like you can take time off and your business keeps going. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty, yeah, it is pretty awesome. I mean, we haven't got our SVP bonuses yet, Izzy, but we'll get there. But I'm sure you can do the math on the numbers we're running, what that thing's going to be. We're going to cross $1 million in 12 months. It'll be fast. You guys watch. Dude, you know me, I'm not a numbers person, but you put a freaking dollar sign in front of it, I pay attention real quick. I am. Yeah, I know all the bonuses, the numbers, what we're doing times QBI. I know where we're at and where we're going. Like, but that's like I've seen the multiples. You can't unsee it, right? So you guys, you got to understand, like this month, last month we made 46 G's. In December we made 37 grand. I didn't do anything. It was all overrides. It's nuts to me. We're at I love me in Primerica month. We're only halfway through the pay month of Primerica, right? And we're at 30 grand in income for the month. 30 G's. And I'm not out there humping getting it done anymore. I mean, but let's be honest, that's why you're building this. You're not here I didn't come to this thing for a freaking job, right? I'm here to build, and the thing is, I'm telling people about that when I bring you on. And I'm gonna teach you how to build one too. That's the difference. I'm not recruiting to get your damn premium, I'm recruiting to help you build something for your family. That's what I'm doing, y'all. This company went from 85 licensed agents to 250,000 licensed agents in 13 years with no cell phones, no internet, no social media, no computers, doing freaking paper IBAs. What happened? What the frick happened? I'll tell you what happened. We got soft. Like the daggum Pillsbury Doughboy. People started caring about what other people think. Are you one of those things? Like, you mean your job? I don't care. Right? Like, other people's opinions don't pay your bills. Like, it's so funny to me, Dan, to watch this thing, 4.5 years ago when we started this deal, and now people are like, we post, like, oh, we knew you could do it. We always knew. I'm like, no, the frick you didn't. You idiot. Right? You're so full of it. Right? Oh, we should have gotten in the beginning. It's too late for me now. Like, yeah, okay, you're right. God bless. Right? But like, you have to have the courage to be a wolf amongst sheep. What do I mean by that? I love going in the other direction of everybody. My whole life, my wife calls it oppositional defiance. Okay? I just say, even like in traffic, I feel like no matter, and it's going to sound really cheesy, but it's the dead that I'm sure, no matter where I'm going, if the other side of the expressway is a line of traffic and I got nothing, I'm like, I don't care, I'm going in the right direction. Right? That's my whole life. You have to have that courage. Even like this. This meeting means so much to me because one, that's my coach, but number two is there is a crap load of people behind me in a meeting, not paying attention, laughing, I'm not going to say the D word, but screwing around. I'm in the front row with my pen and paper taking notes. Right? I'm proud of you, dude. I've been watching you up here. Like I was you, believe it or not. Just you got better hair. That's all, my brother. Right? But you got to have the courage to be like laser focused on where you want to go. Quit worrying about the damn pyramid thing. That's really what it comes down to, y'all. Right? Come on, brother. I got you, man. And if you don't win lunch, I hope you do next time, okay? But listen, is you got to understand about the pyramid thing. Like, I don't care. Like, let's walk through this really quick. Let me show you how to recruit anybody in the planet right now in like 3 lines. Number one, as Dan knows, I ask people this all the time on meetings, in meetings, on recruiting appointments, with my new recruits, on orientation. I always ask this very simple question. I'm Chris, my brand new people, I'm getting in their mind why we recruit as soon as you join the business. And I say, would you rather be a business owner or an employee? What do they always say? Every time. Would you know that not one person has ever once frickin' said to me employee? I say, well, that's great. I'm going to teach you how to open offices all over the country. Right? And I talk about we're in a referral-based business. I ask them, who's going to give you best referrals? Random ratchet people off Facebook or your friends and family? What are they going to say? Friends and family. And I'm going to say, Chris, do you see why you need to get me in front of those people this weekend? Right? That's what I'm talking about. I say, also, that's why we recruit people. I talk about this to my brand newest of new person. I say, listen, that's why we recruit people. You could go on the internet right now and search. I saw upstairs it says life insurance, advisors, something other crap I didn't read all. I skimmed, right? And I'm like, you could go on the internet and find all that stuff and find 400 people that do that, yes or yes. Yeah. But if your best friend from high school is doing it, who are you going to call? Now here's the question. Would it matter what company your best friend worked for? No. That's Primerica. Do you see it? That's Primerica. Like, quit worrying about what people say. And then I always ask people this. Has anybody ever got paid to train somebody at a job before? Like, you had like a new person, you had to like train them how to do stuff, right? And being honest, like, did you get paid better if they perform better? No. And I'm not going to tell your old boss, but had you have gotten paid better, would you have probably trained them a little bit better? Yeah. I say, if I could show you a business where you can not only be a business owner, open offices all over the country, you're going to get the best quality referrals, and the better you train and develop people, the more money you make forever. Is that something you want to do? Yes. It's $125, right? Quit. There's no. It's the same thing as a snake farm building. There's one dude's name on the building and 30 agents inside of it. I say all the time, would you rather own the building or be the agent? What do they say? Good, let's get you opening buildings all over the country. Right? This is how I talk to people. Ask Stan, I've been doing it for years. Recruiting is a mindset. Ask yourself right now, is anyone ever going to be upset with you offering them an opportunity to make an extra $3,000 a month from home? No, even if they don't want it right now. Like Hector, even if they don't want it right now, would they be upset if you thought about them? No. So why the frick doesn't everybody know what you're doing? Right. Why? Right? Here's how you recruit people. I don't care what system, presentation, or whatever you do. I think David was talking about this, and the thing was David and maybe Izzy too, but you have to find the need and fill it. That's what your guy did for you, right? He found your pain point, right? You were talking about going to the R. You got to recruit with the heart. That's what it was. You, yeah. That's what I do. I can talk all day. I shut the F up, and I listen to why they're in front of me. Izzy, you said it. It's the same thing. When they get in front of me, I already got you. You're here for a reason. Why are you sitting in front of me? And then like David said, I said, if I could provide that, would that be something you'd be interested in? What are they always going to say? When I sit down in a recruiting appointment with people, they feel like if they don't give me $125, they're missing an opportunity of a lifetime because they are. This is just how I come at people, right? Like, and Izzy, you're 100% right. The people that I would rather have somebody that goes home and sells their armoire on Facebook and comes back with $125 than somebody that's thinking about getting big. I want somebody who's hungry. That's what I want. And here's another fun fact for you off the side note. Quit recruiting people that have got all the time in the world. Yeah. Right. They have all the time in the world for a reason. He had no time. Would you guys agree with me on that? Yeah. These are the people you want. You've got the one thing that nobody else can offer anybody, and it's not money. It's time freedom. That's why I started building, not producing. Right? We got $300,000 in income. It was great, but if I stop, guess what happens to the money? I had financial freedom. I didn't have freedom of time. We're building time freedom now is what I'm building. You see it, Chris? Right? You got to listen to what they want. And I don't care if you tell me, like I joke all the time, I don't care if Dan Romai tells me his cat's got herpes and he doesn't have medical insurance on the cat, and the herpes cream for the cat is $99.99 a month, and he just can't do it right now. I said, Dan, let me ask you a question. If I can help you build a business on the side where you can afford that herpes cream for your cat, and you know Soggy Fluffy Bottoms, the cat, is never going to have to worry about it, and Elion can walk him every day, would that be something you want to do? Right? I always think about like Bob Ross. You have to listen to why they're in front of you and then paint them a picture of what that's going to look like when you solve that through Primerica. Because it doesn't matter if you're trying to pay off your student loans, if you're trying to build a business, you want some extra side hustle money for your cousin's wedding coming up, it doesn't matter. Listen to what they want and then show them how they can get it. Okay? You all have seen this before, I hope and pray. Okay? This is what I see when I look at this. I'm compounding people. You might be getting 17 recruits a month, Dan Romai. If I'm getting 172, who's going to find more regional vice presidents? Dude, I'm recruiting to recruit to recruit to recruit. I've built a factory, right? Like, I love this guy. I'm hard on him sometimes because he's my brother, but daggum, like, why would you change a winning recipe, right? This is what I'm doing. You're just seeing it. And it's crazy because you look at it as like numbers and premium and cash. I look at it as the multiples are great, but you know what I'm really doing is division. I'm dividing time. I'm subtracting time and years off how long it's going to take me to build this thing, bro. And like you said, I'm going to be out. I tell people all the time, I'm going to be in that Hector Lamarck. You're not going to see me. I'm going to be gone. But you know what this thing's going to keep doing? Keep getting bigger. It's going to keep going. Keep going, keep going, right? And where's it going to start? It's got to start with you. I go on runs where I'm the #1 recruiter on the team all the time, right? Because I'm looking to build that next leg. Like, you guys would agree, you could sit me in front of a daggum Walmart right now with a folding table, and by the end of the day, I could have 3 recruits. Tell me I'm wrong. So why are we not doing it? Right? That's like you. I hate out and about prospecting. Like, you're a god to me. I don't want nothing to do with it. I got some horror stories I'll tell you if you want lunch. But like, listen. But that's why I've got good at getting people going fast, bro. That's why I've gotten good at getting people in their hot markets, because I'm like, daggum, if I can get these people to go, I always say, you hook them and I cook them. I tell them all the time, I say, just get me in front of them. I don't care what you say to them. Just give me a shot. Put me in the freaking batter's box, bro. That's how good I am. And I know it. Listen, all you guys, being honest right now, if you had a chance to have me run your appointments for a week, you don't think you'd have me run your appointments for a week? Yeah. Now, being honest, would you put more appointments on my calendar than you ever put on yours? Yeah. Why? Right? Why? Because I'm sold out, right? That's where I'm going, right? It's the multiples. It's 3 who get 3 who get 3. You start with 3, and then you drive deep. Primerica's got this thing. I'm sad we didn't do this at the beginning of the month right now, but they got a thing right now where you get 3 recruits and 3 sales. You're a brand new person. They make $1,250. $1,250. And my team gets mad at me because I get so pissed that we're so small. And they say, what are you talking about? We're 200 recruits and 200. I said, bro, no. I said, we got 220 recruits last month. We should be at 600 this month. That's how I think. Listen, you go get somebody, they're brand new in the business right now. You get them 3 recruits and 3 sales. They make $1,200. How long would it take somebody to make $1,200 at their job? A week or 2.
3x3 with me in 2 days.
I did 3x3 with Dan in 2 days because I'm showing them what it looks like fast. Because like you said, I'm locking in a stud. I'm locking in a winner. But then guess what else I got? I got 3 more recruits. I said, Dan, you go do you, baby boo. I'm going to take these 3 people. I'm going to duplicate it down. We hold the state record in Michigan. We did $96,000 in personal premium in 1 month. 1 month. Why? Because I went wide, tap-rooted deep, and nobody was licensed, and I was going so damn fast, I wasn't even thinking about it. We did 45 grand in personal premium last month, and I wasn't trying. I'm trying to get away from it. You know, we've had talks. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to stop doing this. I'm serious. I'm not telling them I'm lying. I'm not. I'm like, shit. Oh, stop. I don't want to do it anymore. But that's when you got to build, and then you get a couple of people that are crazy enough to believe it and do it with you. That's like Danielle and these other people on our team. When they start believing in the multiples, that's when you really start going. Because then you have independent recruiters. Like people, it's so funny. People are such minimizers. They're always trying to find out why Danielle's winning. What I did was I went wide. I got like 9 directs. I tap-rooted down last month. We got 80. I got on 80 Oklahoma people last month. I did all of it. All of it, right? And I would told every single person, I'm looking for the one. I'm looking for the one. One of you guys is going to get all of this. I don't care who it is. One of you guys, I'm going to take you, I'm going to put you at the top, I'm going to put everybody underneath you. I don't care. I don't want them. I want to deal with one person, not 80. Right. Guess who I found? Danielle. I work with her. I talk with her. Like you said, I talk with her every day. And then it was funny you said that the other day. I didn't text her anymore, and she texted me looking for me. Right? Every day. But guess what? She's dealing with all the crap, all the chaos, all the nuts, the crazy people that take you to the 80-year-old nuns. I'm not dealing with it. No, Danielle, you call me if you need me, girl. Welcome to Primerica. Go figure it out. Right? Like that's what I'm doing here. Like the bonus is crazy right now. You guys, I'll tell you what, you got a week left of this deal. Month end is on Monday at 3 a.m. in the morning. If you guys don't know that, you need to check your pulse because you're never going to win if you don't know what a scoreboard is. Right? You got to know. Right now it's Saturday. You could literally drive somebody 3x3 deep in like 4 days, 2 days. Right? But then guess what you got? You got 3 more recruits. Now you've paid somebody $1,100, $1,250. Right? If they fail that test the first time, you think they're going to go take it again? Yeah. Daggum Taylor Romine failed it like twice, I think. And then she tried to do it online. It busted out on her. Right? And then she drove all the way to a testing center to do it in person. She forgot her freaking ID. But you know what? Taylor had a $4,700 field training bonus banked up. You think she was going to stop trying? No. That's what I do. The multiples, I'm not talking about how much money I make. I'm looking at how much money I'm going to pay my people. Dan, that's what's really changed, dude. I'm not chasing the money anymore. That's a byproduct of building people, right? Like you taproot down with this new bonus, you could get explosive. And you start paying your team 93 G's, they're not going anywhere. I tell every person, I told you guys earlier, I'm going to pay you so much damn money, you never want to do anything else. And that's the God's honest truth. I'm going to get them on the daggum Primerica crack rock, okay? You got to understand the multiples. This is all I talk about is the multiples, because that's what it is. It's the same thing as Facebook. When you add somebody on Facebook and say, hey, you might know these 3 people, right? You got to understand that the multiples are your secret weapon, right? It doesn't matter what it is. And it's premium recruits and momentum is all a byproduct of the multiples, and also it's a multiples of your activity, right? I guarantee you could suck and be flipping terrible, and you start doubling and tripling down your activity, do you think your results are going to get better or worse? I have so much on my calendar sometimes, like I got 27 appointments in a day. Like I got 30-minute recruiting appointments. Does it take me longer than 30 minutes? Yeah. But you know why I have 30? Because if they ain't in it, I'm out, right? I got so many appointments when people cancel me, I'm like, thank God. I couldn't do it anyways. People were quit. I'm like, I've been thinking. I'm like, who are you? What? Right? It's a multiple. It's a cash. Everything's a multiple of your activity, guys. You've heard this before. If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always. Yeah, so if we know that, why are we staying exactly where we were yesterday? Right? You gotta just get better. You gotta get after it, and you want to build a team. Stop adding, start multiplying. Okay. Now Chris did a great job over here. When you talk about field start, that's where I'm really good. You got to put the new recruit on your back and take them in the freaking field and show them what winning looks like, right? Because it only takes a couple of times and it's over with, right? And like, don't be an IBA collector. God, I hate IBA collectors. We got a whole lot of them. There's nothing that pisses me off more than an IBA collector. If your recruit doesn't do anything, you're just running around robbing people of $124. That's what I feel like it. All the time. All the time. Like, it's like you got to get them moving. Your job is to turn the recruit into a crusader, right? We gave out Dan and Taylor as our giant mega replacement. Well, I wish I could have them back, but sometimes we can't, okay? But our next RVP, our first RVP, was Amber Bouchard. Amber Bouchard had $40,000 of personal training unlicensed premium in 1 month. Wow. 40 G's, right? It was, she's from Louisiana, and all of her people had Knights of Columbus whole life policies. Oh, wow. All of them. It was a freaking infestation. It was crazy. No, it's nuts. I mean, you see it, but it's like when it's the same damn company every time, I'm like, this is crazy. And the crappy part was a lot of her people were so old and sick, they couldn't switch. Right. And they were just freaking screwed. And I would call her, be a person. I would call her after the appointment. Like, isn't this crazy? Doesn't this just piss you off? You see what we're actually doing here? Right? Your job is to turn that new recruit into a crusader, and you've got to be, like Chris said, you got to be the loudest voice in their life. Like, Dan, like, what time was, I don't even know, because I don't talk to you anymore on purpose because I don't override you, right? But go ahead. What time do I text you? Like, what was I texting you at and stuff like that?
Sometimes, like 5 a.m.
4, 5, 6 a.m. I wake you up, I put you to bed. I don't care. Is somebody going to be mad at me about getting in their inbox at 4 or 5 in the morning trying to make you rich? Right. If they tell me to stop, they're not the one. Right. I don't care.
Call you at 5 a.m.
Yeah. That's what, so our second to last regional vice president, she knew that's what Dan would do. That's what she started doing every morning. She would text me every single morning as soon as she woke up. Every morning, check in with me. And we would break down what she should be doing that day. And she went from making, in October, Jessica Powers didn't know how she was going to pay her mortgage. And 2 months later, she had made $45,000 and was regional vice president. In 2 months. Got her watch RVP, same month. Because she made a choice to get after it, right? These are the bonuses my people make. I think Jessica's actually on there. Yeah. This is Jessica, right? One of our regional vice presidents. My thing is, like, when you get your people out in the field and you actually show them what the hell you're doing, they stick around, right? I'm not trying to get people to move so I can make the unlicensed premium. I'm trying to get them to move so they stick. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay, like this Jessica, I'm so proud of her, but you got to understand, like, you need to make a choice. Jessica is actually doesn't have a rapid success story. Jessica was in my business for over 2 years. Crock-potted. I love her. I love her to death. But she wasn't ready. I said, I love you. I'll see you at the meetings. I wasn't trying. I always say, I'm not trying to move a dead body. I'm not trying to ride a rented mule. I'm not. I love you. You'll win, but it's a matter when you're ready. Right? And something snapped. I didn't make the choice. She made the choice. I'm so proud of her. I talked to you earlier about Noah and Melissa McQueen. It's like, these people are everywhere. Your job is to sift through the people. I'm so proud of these guys. It's so crazy to watch our people like Dan and Taylor and Noah and Jessica and all these people win. It's like crazy. It's just a different feeling when your people win. Like, we're currently #1 RVP in the Diplomat. My wife and I are base shop, but Jessica and Noah are actually #1 and #2 for newly promoted RVP. We also have #1, 2, and 4 for the future. We also have the top 5 for newly licensed, or top 6. Out of the top 6, 4 are from our base shop. 4. That's the multiples. You see it? It's going out. It's getting wider, right? This is what I'm talking about. You need to show them how to win personally. So this is personal new recruits, the entire state of Oklahoma, right? So you got Lacey Moore on here, 9 directs. Cheyenne Tidwell, 9 directs. Megan just got appointed this morning, 8 directs. Mandy Brown, 6 directs, right? Curtis and Elena Miller, RVPs, 6, right? Amanda Lee, 6 directs, 4 directs, 4 directs. These are our people, but you see again the names. It's because all I talk about is the multiples. And then what happens is, because they're all winning on an individual level, I teach them how to be a team. And I wish that Primerica would allow us to change that and take our personal name off that. Because, Dan, I don't know if you and Taylor remember, when we were doing all our recognition with Relentless, it never once said Andy and Brittany Ostead. It always said Team Redline. It's a team. And I'm teaching them how to be a team, right? And I'm putting them in a thing. I'm saying, y'all break it. They just broke the record. Or actually, she's about to break the personal record. She's at $15,000 in personal premium so far this month, with a week left. She'll snap the hell out of this record for sure. They're pushing to break that premium record. If they don't break the personal or the team premium record this month, they'll break it next month. This is the recruiting record in the state of Oklahoma. Cheyenne and Lacey are both going to break the personal record right now. And also, they've already, you see 50, they're at 63 this morning. They've already broken that. Dude, I did it with Dan and Taylor. I did it with Jessica Power. This is what I teach people. I don't teach on I teach on fundamentals, but I teach on scoreboard. I teach on competition. I show people how to win, right? It's just crazy to me. Like, it's not a matter of can you do something or can you a new person. It's a matter of will they do it, right? You guys, you got to understand that. Like, everyone on here, I think of Gurpreet Singh. You guys know who Gurpreet Singh is? Yeah. Gurpreet Singh was in the business for a gazillion years. She sat in the back of the room, never talked to anybody, was 0 by 0 since Christ left Chicago. And now she's $1 million earner. It's just a matter of when they're ready. That's okay. Remember, it starts with you. I always say this too, like, you can't expect your people to run if you're walking. If you ever watch the way our numbers and our team work, I go out at a big personal pop and the team goes right behind me. Every time. Because I'm leading from the front. I don't want to do this crap anymore, Chris, but I have to sometimes to get them going. You know? I'm like, damn, this crusty old guy's been in the business for 5 years. You're going to let me go recruit 23 people? What are you doing? I got 23 directs. They're like, oh, I should probably do something. Like, yeah, you should, right? A recruit's not in recruit until they are close, Chris, 3 by 3, right? I almost took the slide out because I want Chris to think I was dogging him, but you're right, but this is how I think too, the multiples, right? But I'm getting my people going really fast. And then you got a taproot. Chris did a great job, man. That guy was, no wonder I stole his coffee. You got to taproot down. All of our people that we've got that are studs in the business have come from layers down, like Dave was talking about earlier. Like, my thing is, like, I'm the same way. I do that on the meetings. I'll have like 400 people on the meeting, and I'll say, everybody that personally knew me before this, I want you to comment me in the Zoom chat. And I'll do like an awkward pause for a minute. And I said, but yet you're all here, and I'm your coach. Isn't that crazy? You got to taproot down through people, and you lock people in. Art Williams talked about that. You got to have a recruiting philosophy. This is some old school stuff here, yo. I don't know why everybody changed it, because it worked, right? You got to lock people in through that. Like, hey, guess what? Danielle actually came through 3 other people. Do you think I care if those 3 other people quit the business? No, I don't care. And they know that. I always say you can't lead them if you need them, right? I'm just going, and then you duplicate the multiply, and you start bleeding recruiting into your people, and it goes crazy. I can't even tell you. This is all I talk about all day, all night is just recruiting. Because once you get a couple of people in there, it's wild to me. Like, Dan, think about that. We gave out Jessica Powers in January. Noah's out this month, and our base shop is still at 172 by 65 right now. Wow. Think about that. Because that's the multiples. But I'm so keyed in with that, Chris. I'm like, I'm not even content with this. Because once you've seen that, you can't unsee it. Right? That's all I think about, bro. That's it. Like, it's like, I'm talking about Dan. Like, Dan and Taylor, they did over 100 recruits in their base shop before they went out as RVP. And he went through some changes, right? I pushed him out of the nest. Their new RVP, they moved 45 times, right? Right? But his numbers dropped, but he was never comfortable being where he was because he had seen the promised land. He'd been there, right? Yeah, pissed off because you know what it's supposed to look like. If you know you're in a business that the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, why are you not giving this your everything? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's nuts to me. It's just like, what are you doing with? Like Ian Proctor used to tell me when I would come at him with some BS when I was the new buck. He'd say, "Why are you tripping over millions to go make hundreds? Why are you tripping over a multi-million-dollar opportunity to go make pennies at your job? There's a great audio out there. I hope you all should get it sometime. It's called The Perpetual Money Machine by Bill Arender. Okay? You have a machine that's going to print you money and your family and your kids' money forever. Why is it sitting in the garage covered in dust? You should be building this thing as fast as possible, right? I tell this story all the time because Joel Osteen said it one time in one of his sermons, and you ever just have like a moment in your life that hit you with such impact that you remember exactly where you were? I remember being in our original Michigan house in the kitchen. I remember where I was. I remember it was on Alexa. I remember the grains of my floor when I was listening to it. And Joel Osteen told a story one time. I tell all the time. If you heard it, I'm going to bless you anyways. But there's a story about a Saudi Arabian king. Okay? And this guy had everything you could ever want in the whole entire world. He had all the money, all the things, right? But he just sucked at golf. He was terrible. So he hired a professional golfer to come out and spend a couple months with him and teach him how to golf. And his game went through the roof, and he was so grateful. And the king said, "How can I ever repay you? Anything you want is yours. Anything you could ever think about, anything you could ever dream about, it's yours. I'm going to give you it. Just tell me what you want." And the guy's like, no, you give me enough. He's like, "No, whatever you want, tell me. I'll make it happen." He's like, I don't know. Just give me a golf club. Just give me a golf club. And the guy's like, "Okay." And he went home, and a couple weeks went by, and he started wondering, like, a golf club from a king, what's it going to be like? Is it going to be like gold? Diamond crusted? Is it going to have my name on it? What is it going to be like, right? A couple weeks went by, he went out to the mail, and there was a certified letter in the mail from the king. And he opened the letter, and inside the letter was a deed to an 18-hole golf club. See, you think golf club. Kings think golf club. Right? You got to think bigger. You're in a season of unprecedented growth. We have Zoom, social media. You should be exploding right now. And let's not even talk about the new Next Gen Life app. I hate it, but I get twice the app count. I'll take it. Right? You're in a season of exploding growth. Like, your own small thinking is the only thing from keeping you getting big. It's literally the only thing. That's it. Right? Like, I want to be dead honest with yourself. If I came to you want to go back for that one? Go ahead. Get on there, girl. I see you shining. I see you. I always say this, if I came to your house right now and I granted all your hopes and dreams, I had a freaking genie in a bottle. I said, "Here you go, David. Everything you ever wanted, everything you ever thought about, everything you ever could wish for, it's yours." Boosh. And I walked away. Are you telling me every single person in this room wouldn't have said, "Man, at some point, I wish I would have thought bigger. I wish I would have asked for more." Right? That's what you have in Primerica, okay? Stop trying to convince people that don't want to be, stop trying to be responsible for people's success. I sucked at this in the beginning. I was like trying to get people to do it, like if they would just, if he could just, when they just, no. If God wanted you to be responsible for their success, you'd also have to be responsible for their failures. You don't want that evil on you, Ricky Bobby. Set it free, right? Anyone and everyone can do Primerica. It doesn't matter. That's what I love about this business, bro. I went to Iowa and did a school out there. There were some, I'm going to say it, they're not here. There were some real hillbilly people out there. And I loved it. I'm like, damn, because it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. I have a GED. I got kicked out of 2 high schools. 2, not 1, 2. Because all I did was talk to people. I was that guy that's 7 minutes late because I was in the hallway talking to my friends. I was that guy that would take A, B, and C lunch because I liked to eat and I hated school. Right? I would show up the first hour because I liked the people, leave second, come back for third so I catch the lunch train. Right? I was that guy. Primerica, this month will cross over $1 million in career cash flow in less than 5 years. This is nuts to me. You guys, people are going to do it. Like, listen, I say this is my new thing, Dan. You're welcome. Okay? I say this all the time. Quit. Most people, they just screw up so bad. They try to just find the right people, and then they go build a big base shop. Oh, that one guy, if I could just get him in my business, he would be the one. If I could just recruit this guy, and I go, Chris is a double stud. If I could just get Chris in my business, I'd build a base shop. Most people try to find the right people and then build a big base shop. I would challenge you and say, instead, you build a big base shop and the right people find you. Right? You can't get away from them. Right? You can want the world for people, but if they don't want it for themselves, nothing is going to change. Bless and release. God bless. God bless. Dan used to make fun of me when I started because I would say God bless all the time, but that's what I felt. God bless, right? Quit worrying about the ones that tell you why they can't do something. Find the ones that ask you how they can. That's what I loved about the Romides when they started the business. I have a 3-strike policy with my people. If I give you coaching and you tell me why you can't do it or why it won't work, strike 1. Strike 2, strike 3, I'm out. Because I'm not trying to tell people, I'm not trying to convince people. I'm one of the ones that are calling me nonstop. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Okay, that worked. Now what do I do, right? You're one recruit away from a... Jesus, Lord. I'm almost done, y'all. I promise you, you're going to get your Tim Hortons in a second. Let's try this again. You're one recruit away from a... explosion. You're the recruit. It starts with you. Now, you guys look at this back wall. You see all these people up here, RVPs. You see all this money all the time. You see all this crap all the time. I always say this. Does Primerica work? Yes. Does Primerica work? Yes. Then why don't you? It's time to go to work. I love you guys. I'm out.